My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Astrea, Six-Sided Oracles. We're going to move on to Havas. I'm just going to keep going around the characters for variety's sake. And with Havas, hopefully, I will manage to see Astrea's heart for the very first time, also at the anomaly level of 1. So anomaly level 1 is increased non-boss's max corruption. The Astrea level 1 allows us to unlock the Astrea's heart, which I can only imagine is a boss fight at the very end of the game. And then Havas is the Sentinel character. They buff Sentinels and they have Sentinels. At the start of the run, the Lacertian Scepter gives us 2 Sentinels. We also only have 2 hearts. At the end of our run, we also apply, end of our turn, we apply 1 auto turret to our Sentinels. What do we want to do? Let's go for a black hole telescope. And I promise to play around the downside. We've the Nebula Rose. Draw an additional time per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 1 Thorn to a random enemy. Now, I don't believe Thorn activates when auto turret is what deals the damage. There's also draw an additional time per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 1 Decay to a random enemy, giving them the ability to increase their overcorruption by X, and increase purification received by enemies by 1, but corruption received by enemies by 1 as well. Probably the... boy. Probably the easiest is the Decayed Core. We'll see. We've got Clever Scrapping. Break a Sentinel. If you do, draw 2 dice. We've also got Charged Body. Charged Body says, whenever Light Shield or Barrier is applied to you or a Sentinel, a random enemy receives X Purification. And then you decrease Charged Body by 1. And then finally, Fortify. Double the Light Shield on a target. If they have no Light Shield, apply 3 Light Shield. I like Charged Body because it gives us the ability to kind of like stall for time a little bit. Also, we've got an Astrolabe and a Guardian. Oh. Interesting, interesting. I mean, what I do effectively want is a bunch of Light Shield. I would really like to do the Light Shield build as well as just let my turrets grow into exceptionally large turrets. Charged Body is a perfectly good pickup towards that end as Auto Turret. Oh, wow. Oh my god, this is an incredible side. All 6 sides apply 1 auto turret to all sentinels. 2 of them also draw a die. There's also Safeguard. Apply 2 Safeguard to a target at the start of each turn. At the start of your turn, rather. Apply X Light Shield to the target, then decrease Safeguard by 1. And then there's also a big Light Shield. I'm gonna take auto turret here. I like this. I've just got to keep the status quo for a period of time. Discard a die from my hand. If I do, 3 purification of a random enemy, where X times, where X is the amount of die discarded. I'm going to give 1 auto turret to both of my turrets. 2 light shield to both of the enemies. They're going to deal a total of 5 corruption to me. So I suspect I will use Inventive for that discard. Enable Sentinel to immediately roll its die. Okay. I want to deal another 3 damage to myself, unlocking all of our abilities. Ooh. Yeah, this character's rolled basically the worst side that they can. Okay. It's the same. That's fine. I'm going to rearm and re-roll our possible shielder. Don't get that. 3 damage direct to an enemy. They intend to do 5 damage to me, so I'll heal by 1 and shield by 1. I'll heal by another 2, and then I'll give myself... Well, I mean, ideally I want to take exactly this much damage. That would give me the ability to have my virtue reinstated. Sure. I'll waste some light shield in order to confirm that. This is definitely going to be worth it. It'll end the fight multiple turns earlier. Oh, wow. That's cool. Okay. Gain 5 charge body, which says, of course, as we said before, whenever light shield or barrier is applied to you or a sentinel, a random enemy receives X purification. Great. I'm going to apply light shield to myself. Purifying and killing an enemy. 3 direct damage to the enemy. Then I'm going to... Oh, wait, I don't have the ability to break a sentinel at the moment. I just have the ability to rearm them. Okay, fine. I'll still rearm the light shielding one. I'm going to reroll my negatives as well as that light shield. Looking for light shield. I got some light shield at least. I'm going to use that to heal myself before re-rolling. Hey, there's some more light shield. Even more light shield. Even more light shield. I believe I'm defended against the worst. So I can deal 3 to myself there. The enemy will deal 2 damage to me. I can deal 3 to a guardian. Oh, I guess I actually could have just fully taken out one of my turrets right there and then fixed it. The thing is, if I am going to want to build up buffs on those turrets, and I am building light shield in the build as well, so effectively I've got a defensive stall strategy whereby light shield keeps me alive, and then eventually my turrets overwhelm the enemies with their auto turret size. Other things will have to be included as well, but if that's the basis of what I'm trying to do, then the rearm a Sentinel's die and immediately reroll its sides, that's super useful. However, repairing broken Sentinels and having Sentinels broken is awful for us. So I should make sure that I don't draft in that direction. Boomerang repair. Repair a broken Sentinel, here we see. The ability to throw it back in the deck. Sentinel's Uprising. Enable all Sentinels die and immediately re-roll their dice. There's also 2 sides that do that to only 1. And then Sentinels Uprising ++. Enable them all and immediately roll their dice. I'm going to take the ++ one. Absolutely. Boomerang repair again. No, thank you. Restoration Burst. Fully fill a Sentinel corruption meter with purification. Deal 1 purification to all enemies for each purification received by that Sentinel. I don't have that. And protection. I mean, I don't have that because that requires a high HP Sentinel, and I have neither of mine. I'm happy to take money. I could also take the protection, but I think I've got enough risk in my deck at the moment. Sentinel shop. So if I went 50, 210, another 50 here, 260, I get up here, and without another 50 from this ambush or event, I'm not capable of upgrading and duping the same die. I would be capable of removing a couple though, and I could just remove like 2 or 3 of the Minor Purifies. Yeah. I like it. This enemy has Outbreak. When equal to or at half of their max corruption, they are going to increase their doom, the amount of damage they're doing. I'm gonna hit myself for 3 with a Minor Purify, allowing my reroll here. and we re-roll into basically all of the best cases we could have. Hell yeah. Okay. So I want to have all of my virtues unlocked. I'm going to do 3 more damage to myself. Unlocking my ability to do 3 damage directly to an enemy. I'm going to do another 3 directly to an enemy. I don't even really want to heal by 2 if I can avoid it. I'm going to do 2 damage to the enemy. Then rearm my light shield slash damager. Twice. I mean, I can rearm both of them, but it's probably... Oh, okay. Turns out slightly better. I get another 3 damage to the enemy and another light shield to myself. I would love more charged body in this build. A way to deal damage while I'm defending, even while I'm building towards my giant auto turrets. I'm also useful. Speaking of giant auto turrets, save die! Draw a die, as well as apply 1 auto turret to all sentinels. Love it. Ooh, there's some charged body for us. I'll take 4. Let's re-roll a couple of the worse availables here. Works perfectly. So 3 damage to the enemy. You are now overcorrupted, overcorrupted. You are now outbreak. You now had outbreak occur. 2 high corruption. I am going to be self-healing and defending with both of these starter die. Grand. Another 3 damage to you. Let's reactivate our possible damager. Never mind, I can't actually use that damage. Please re-roll. Never mind, I still gotta use that damage. That's fine. Excellent. This leaves the enemy capable of doing 1 damage to me. And then at the start of the turn, they die. Got him! Okay, scrap shield. Discard a die from your hand. If you do, gain 3 light shield. Yeah. Safeguard, that's the light shield per turn. And rock plate. Apply 1 rock plate to a sentinel. While this sentinel's active, you have X rock plate. It increases corruption received by X on the sentinel, and on us, it decreases corruption received by X. Safeguard is probably the most interesting here. It's multiple light shield triggers, if nothing else. I'm gonna turn it down. Damn it! I was very capable of turning that down as long as the next one wasn't charged body. Unfortunately, it is. I could have Link Empower to a Sentinel, giving the Sentinel as well as myself. No, just myself. Empower. However, increasing the corruption the enemy receives, the Sentinel receives, sorry. Corruption on the Sentinel is increased because it has a link. And the empower that link provides to us increases our dice purification value. There we go. Radiant Bomb. Apply 12 Radiant Bomb to a target. Sentinel. When Sentinels with Radiant Bomb are destroyed, all targets receive X purification. I'm definitely going for the charged body in the middle. As much as I really wanted to find a way where I didn't have to. Because if I could have turned that down for another 10, then the possibility of dice in this event and turning both of them down could get me to a full 300. Although, I guess I haven't gone to the Sentinel shop yet. Which of these do I want more? Oh, definitely the Guardian. Yeah, absolutely the Guardian. I could probably get rid of the Astrolabe. That's worth noting because I will get a Sentinel at the end of this floor, and I believe it will be level 2. So I don't want to just upgrade 2 of my Sentinels right now. Upgrading the same Sentinel twice, though, would be good. So if I got 100 Star Shards from the event or ambush here. Alternatively, there is... Oh my god, if I had turned down the money. I would have had enough money to come to the Forge shop and use a 200 as well as a duplication. So how much more do I really need to duplicate at this point? Like, I wanted another copy of Charged Body. I have it. That's not all I want, but it's a good starting point. Oh wow, this event or ambush is actually sack a heart and gain a star blessing. So there is 100 star shards here. Alright, well, then I do need to consider. Guardian would be 150 to raise the first level, and then 200 to raise the second level, getting us to Guardian 3 very quickly. Let's do it. Oh, it's also 150 to just replace one of the ones we already have. The Armory Sphere with the ability to reroll on all of its sides. It also starts with pretty high purification. There's also the Unknown Device at the start of its turn. All targets receive 1 purification. Looking at our upgrades, though. Let's upgrade the Guardian. Twice. So over the course of those upgrades, the Guardian's die has gone from a 2 light shield side, a 1 light shield side, a 1 light shield side, a 2 light shield to all enemies side, and 2 1 purifiers, all the way up to a 3 light shield side, a 2 light shield side, 2 1s, and 3 to all enemies, and then a single 1 purification. That's going to be a lot better for our defensive value on average. Alright. One of the enemies has the decay. And unfortunately, the turrets aren't focusing on that enemy immediately. Alas. One of the enemies intends to do 2 in AoE. Yeah, I need to re-unlock some rerolls. I have a lot of poor results in my hand at this moment. Let's send the reroll out for our inventive die as well as both of our repairs. Well, at least I got 1 rearm back. I can even use the inventive to discard the repair for some value. So I'm going to be taking 5 directly. If I hurt myself a 3, and then I heal myself twice, I'll leave myself 1 away from death. No, I will die with that plan. Okay, hang on. There's a possibility that I could get more of my virtues unlocked, but it relies on me not rolling the 3 light shield to all enemies, which is the only side on my Guardian which would no longer save me at that point. I don't want to take that risk. It's a 1 in 6 to just lose a heart immediately. Yeah, it would have worked out for us, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm taking 5 damage at the end of this turn. Confirmed. So I wasn't able to use them that turn, but I have set myself up that I'll have all of the virtues available this turn. There's some light shielding for us. Might as well start the parade. That's one of the worst signs that... Wow. The enemies have basically only rolled their worst sides, and I've basically only rolled my best sides. Another 3 direct to the enemy. 2 healing and 2 light shield to myself. A little bit more light shield, please. Enemy intends to do 5 damage. I can fully take that with no problem. Let's re-enable our damage die. I'll use that to discard the wound to deal 3 to a random target rather than manually deal 2. Rearm both of my allies. Okay, so if I now deal 3 damage direct to myself, I take another 5 afterwards, getting me back to unlocking the final virtue. Yes, I see. Well, I'm definitely taking the light shield and refreshing you. Let's use this reroll on... I mean, they don't get much better than that, those old wound sides. Oh! That's better, isn't it? Up the charged body, and... let's start zapping enemies with all of those charges. Okay, the enemies intend this turn to do 6 damage to me. So if I take 3 damage but gain 1 health, I'll take 3 damage to my light shield and then 3 damage to my health, re-unlocking the final virtue yet again. I can use my starter die to heal up a sentinel that I then hit with the virtue that I have to play. Beautiful. And this did account for the decay. Next turn, this wouldn't have been possible because the decay would cause one of these enemies to trigger their overcorruption. What is this enemy's name? An Anemoneth. An Anemoneth. Was going to trigger its overcorruption at the end of this turn, so it needs to die. Let's draw a die and give auto turret to both of my characters. Grand. Destroy a die as well. I can block corruption specific on the enemy, but I don't get to block corruption overcorruption from the sake of decay. So I think I actually may want to re-roll that side. Wow. Incredible results. Please rearm into damage. That could have counted. I'm not going to use it as damage though. I'm just going to finish off the enemy manually. Three and then one doom to us. So I do have a way of ending this turn without losing anyone. And it just leaves my auto turrets to clean up at the start of the next. Corruption Purified. Astral Rebound. The ability to throw the next die you play back into the draw pool instead of discarding it. There's also Radiant Bomb here, 6 Radiant Bomb to a Sentinel, and Stained Recharging. Big corruption, but enable all Sentinels' dice and immediately roll them. Nope. There's Unstable Scrapping, break a Sentinel. If you do, deal 2 Purification to a random enemy for each Purification on that Sentinel's corruption meter. Energize Scrapping, break a Sentinel if you do refresh your virtues, and then finally Systematic Repair for repair all broken Sentinels. Nope, nothing on that one for us either, thank you. At the start of battle, gain 3 charged body for each 2 safe die you have in your dice pool. I'll be, if that doesn't heavily encourage what I'm already trying to do. I only have 1 safe die in here at the moment, but I can get a lot more. And I will. Static Alleviator, let's go. Destroy a die from the die pool, and then a Sentinel shot that I can't afford anything in, so I'd go for the money. If I really wanted to, I could just go and dupe the auto turret on the left side. The impact of picking up another safe die that I really want in the deck versus discluding a die I don't care about is going to be magnified as I continue taking more dice. The value of removing one will become less. The value of having added one that's already adding to our strategy will become more. Let's grab a copy of the auto turret. Heart for a star blessing, please. At the start of each battle, gain Infinity Disoriented. When an enemy gets overcorrupted, refresh your virtues, or when you play a safe die, apply a light shield to a random target. The Dampening Dynamo. Yep, this is definitely the build I should be going in at the moment. More safe die, please. This enemy has boost, unfortunately. So they're going to be playing 2 die a turn. Pretty sure, yeah, they have AoE as well, so they could end up taking out my friends. Alright. Let's gain some charged body. And some auto turret for everyone. Auto turret for a friend as well. That was a lot more damage on the first turn than I expected I was going to do. The enemy is going to be capable of unlocking for us our first two virtues. First, let's throw this reroll, looking for Charge Body and Sentinel's Uprising. Oh, wow! I'm getting pretty lucky with these rolls, I think. Light shield, light shield, light shield, light shield. Enemy's dead. And I could have kept going. The corruption has been purified though. Artisan Assistant, a Jawsome Artisan. While this artisan is active, you have 5 Vorpal Plate. When corruption is received from others, corruption source receives X purification. The Artisan Assistant realistically only becomes good once you start to upgrade it. Once it gets to level 4 though, while it's active, I have a boost. So I get to draw an additional die per turn, which is pretty sick. Also the Autonomous Beacon over here, which is just getting a higher and higher and higher side of purification. Eventually has higher precision as well. Colossus Hand, you have a lot of health, but I don't want you. I'm definitely leaning towards the Autonomous Beacon here. I'll be taking that over the Astrolabe. I mean, no points for recognizing I'm going to be taking the charged body off it here. Link Vorpal Plate, we just saw this a couple moments ago. The ability to provide X purification back to a target when corruption received from others. And we also saw Precision very, very recently. Give me charged body though. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, gain 4 superposition. I would just have to play very defensive on my opening turn. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, gain 2 Doom. Oh, man. Well, actually, I am just going to be including more safe die in the deck, so 2 Doom's not that bad. I'm going to take the Forbidden Atlas there. And the other was, of course, silenced on turn 1, and I do want to be able to use my virtues, thank you. Choose up to 2 dice. I'm going to go for the event. Ooh. You've come across what appears to be the ruins of an amphitheater. From the looks of the scenery and the costumes, you might assume the play was about the 6 oracles, but there are only the masks of 3 of them. You decide to put on the Aquarian mask. This would give us Cleromancy 1 virtue in our rightmost empty slot of the corruption meter. So that would be the ability to discard a die for a random new one. Eridanian mask every 4 turns, gain an Indigo Soul. Oh wow. Indigo Soul, just as a reminder, says prevent your next X heart losses, so 1 in this instance, until the end of the enemy's next turn. If the effect is triggered, you fully refill your corruption meter with purification and refresh your virtues. And then finally the Lacertian mask. Gain rearm virtue in the rightmost empty slot of your corruption meter. There's just another rearm there. That's sick as hell. You put on the mask. All the knowledge and experiences of that culture invade you at once. There are so many feelings, so many stories, so much wisdom. You start to understand a little more about the legacy they lived and a nostalgia for something you never lived. I mean, realistically, in my mind's in mind's eye, I'm thinking of like, how am I going to approach upgrading this Guardian? And I kind of want to upgrade it 2 more times the next time I take it to a shop. So the first level's 250, the second level's 350. It leaps up for that final upgrade. So I need a full 600 in order to get it. Okay, I'll destroy a mine and purify. I have no qualms about doing that. Nice little bit of auto turret work there already. Oh, hell yes. My balance die is 6. So I can unlock all of my virtues immediately. Okay, 6 to myself. All virtues immediately unlocked. Now, 7 more light shield. 4 more light shields on top of that. Sorry, that's not light shield, that's charged body. So now, for every instance of light shield I give myself, I'll deal 14, then 13, then 12, then 11, and decreasing consistently purification of the enemies. Sweet. 1 light shield. And then let's rearm that guy. Wow. Guess I'm gonna re-roll. Yeah, it's probably one of the better sides I could realistically expect. Wow, I re-rolled to my negative on the Purify side. Oops. It's not really gonna cause too much of an issue, frankly, though. Nope. Okay, I'll give 3 light shield to all enemies, and then I'll hit you for 3 corruption, which will be blocked. And I'm gonna use 5 corruption on myself. It's not even gonna get through my light shield, and in fact, it will still leave me with enough light shield to fully deflect the enemy attack. Yup. Auto turret. Oh, never mind. I played auto turret and I somehow got light shield, so I killed the enemy with my charged body. Oh, shield bash. Deal 2 purification to an enemy for each light shield you have. I can't turn that down. There's also scrap shield. Discard a die from your hand. If you do, gain 3 light shield. It's a lot of size in the hand in order to gain some light shield. Gives me the ability to discard something from hand, but how often do I want to discard that many things from hand? I want many interactions, please. You can go for the shield bash. There's also defensive boon. Up against Iron Strike. Purification to an enemy and light shield to me. Annoying. I really want... I'm gonna take defensive boon. This is put light shield on all enemies, which is not going to trigger my charged body. But it will... I want safe die, but I want safe die that do something for my deck. I'm going to take the money and walk away. Harumph. Okay. Over on this side of the map, I will be able to get 2 safe die and 2 safe die. Alternatively, I could go... Star Shards? Star Shards, Star Shards. Hard battle, then I'd have 700 Star Shards. Choose up to 2 die, choose up to 2 safe die at the end. Okay. I'm trying to find a way whereby I can fully upgrade one of my Sentinels very soon, and I think I have found it. But it doesn't require the extra 100 from this Broken Shrine. I could take the Star Blessing here. However, it's worth noting, I could also take the Star Blessing from here instead. Which would give me the ability to take the extra Star Shards right now, but I don't need those extra Star Shards right now. But I would have to take the extra Star Shards in the future anyway. Yeah, one of them's gonna have to be for Star Shards. Might as well be this one. I could go to the Epic Shop, but then that completely ruins my plan of the fully upgraded Sentinel, so... Blades of Pain. This enemy has, whenever I reroll dice, apply 1 Doom to me for each die rerolled. They also have Boost, so they draw an additional second die every turn, and they have the Decay value. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to find a way to get rid of this AoE that kills all of my team. I actually can't do anything about it. That's really annoying. Well, I can prevent my team from dying by... Well, actually, do I need to do it? I could kill one of my Sentinels and then immediately use it. I like that. 2 damage to the enemy, and then I'll do the 4 corruption and AoE. Unfortunately, providing a lot of corruption to the enemy. Actually, I'm gonna light shield you twice, preventing you from taking all of that. Okay. So there I've lost one of my Sentinels, but I bring it back, and it has the same auto turret value. Which is good news. I'm not looking to actually use the rerolls if I can avoid it, because giving Doom would be awful right now. There's some light shield. Enemy intends to do 4 damage to me, so I can just heal myself once and call that a day. How much HP do I want to have at the end of this turn? Oof. I'm not gonna re-roll it, but oof. Alright, I've set myself up to unlock most of my virtues. Beautiful. Okay. Oh my god, that's a lot of charged body I can add to myself, thank you muchly. 6, 4, 4 for a total of 14 charged body added to myself, and I have 15 charges of charged body. Let's draw a die as well as apply a auto turret to both of my friends. Also, because that was a safe die that I played, I applied a light shield to a random target, which caused me to do my charged body nuke to the enemy. Speaking of, more charged body. More charged body. More light shield for more charged body, buddy. Better get that body, buddy. Excellent. 3 damage to myself. Enemy only intends to do 5, so I'll have all of my things unlocked next turn. Not that it'll matter, as our auto turret is going to take the enemy out. Technically, this is a turn 3 kill, but I consider it a turn 2 kill in my heart. Corruption Purified. Punch. Damage to an enemy as well as draw a die. This side still needs to contribute to our actual strategy to be useful, unfortunately. So I'm not going to take it, even though I still want safe die. Calm, the ability to hold things into my hand without discarding at the end of the turn. There's Link Empower, and this is a Empower of size 3. That's not bad. But I don't want any more area corrupts, especially while I have Doom. Augmented wielding. You know what? Good enough. Applies augmented welding to a sentinel. There's 2 chances that it could draw as well, but the augmented welding specifically says, sorry, 1 chance it could draw as well. And augmented welding says increase a sentinel's max corruption by X. Also take another star blessing. Every 5 turns gain incorruptible. Whenever an enemy gets overcorrupted, gain 3 Vorpal plate. Or increases purification dealt by safe die and starter die by 1. The only thing is, our safe die often don't actually do purification directly. Like there's 1, 2 purification sides there, 2 purification sides there. Honestly, I think every 5 turns gain incorruptible is probably going to be significantly more impactful than the Photon Glove. Yeah, this is actually better for healing myself with my light shields. I'll take it for that reason. Get in the deck, Photon Glove. Choose up to 2 dice. Please have good safe ones. Tinker's Lunge. Deal 2 purification to an enemy, and 2 additional purification for each time an enemy is being broken or repaired this battle. No thank you. Tinker Lunge, same. Vorpal Army, apply Vorpal Plate to all sentinels. No thank you, skip. Energize Scrapping, break a sentinel if you do, refresh your virtues. No, Auto Turret plus does have appeal. It's also Shield Rebound. I kind of want to take an Auto Turret plus. Especially because I mostly intend to include otherwise safe things into my deck. Which it might not look like at the moment, but I guarantee is the case. Alright, across to our upgrade. Let's upgrade the Guardian. 250, and the Guardian again. For 350, getting you to a total of level 5. I don't have enough money to buy either of the remainers. I didn't expect that I would. However, our Sentinel is now sick as hell. This Guardian has now got only Light Shield on all of its available sides. One of them is 2 Light Shield to all targets. It has 6 HP. Got a side for give right. Sorry, 1 second. My audio on my side is a little... There we go. Apply 3 Light Shield to any target, 2 Light Shield to any target, 2 Light Shield to any target. It's so good and big and large and huge, and it's going to be nice. Going to be very, very useful. Then I can jump over to the left here to choose up to 2 safe die. So because this is specifically choosing from safe die, I'll get 3 options of safe die here. Timeless. Non-mandatory actions not to be discarded at the end of the turn. No. Negative field. Whenever you receive corruption, redirect it to a random sentinel for 2 turns. No, thank you. Restoration. Honestly, just reroll as well as Player Purify, and that Player Purify is increased by the size of the Photon Glove. Good. I'll take that. Auto Turret! There's another Augmented Welding as well. I've got a copy of each of these in the deck. And then finally, Barrier. Apply 2 Barrier to any target. Blocks all corruption, then decrease Barrier by 1. Auto Turret. These are the things I wanted. Sacrifice a heart to gain a star blessing, please. Light Shield interactions. There's, at the end of your turn, all enemies receive 2 purification for each die in your hand. At the start of each battle, apply X Radiant Bomb to all sentinels, where X is their max corruption. And finally, every 2 hex die you play, destroy that die instead of discarding it. I don't really want any of these. The Shining Apparatus saves us, probably, from the worst conditions. Dicesmith Hammer, however, is a very useful way to just deal direct damage if I need it. I want to take the Hammer. That's also an encouragement to take things like Calm that allow me to end my turn with a bunch of things in hand and still have value from them next turn. So I get to take the value they would have given me from being discarded to the Dicesmith Hammer and then still play those extra dice in the following turn. Corrupted Fabricator rather. It's gonna be here trying to make sentinels at us. now that we've got we've got 5, but now that we have 4 safe die in the deck, as in our nearest multiple of 2 that we haven't gone over, we now have 6 charge body at the start of each battle, which is good. That's a lot. I'm going to do 4 damage directly to myself immediately in order to unlock a bunch of my virtues. And let's re-roll the bad side as well as the minor shield and minor purify here. Oh my god, I did get the risky die auto turret. Hell yeah. 6 auto turret to both of my companions, 1 auto turret to both of my companions, causing the dynamo to go off. So 2 light shield to all of mine. Does that trigger charged body 3 times? Yep. 3 instances of charged body. 1 for each of my sentinels that is being hit by light shield, and 1 for my main character being hit by light shield. Oh, that's good. Okay, I got a light shield on myself, so now I get to avoid the enemy killing me, but I will get my full rearm available, which is what I wanted. Just making sure there's no extra effect that's going to deal additional damage to me that I'm not expecting. Nope. Alright, they're all unlocked. My auto turrets immediately take out, yep, both of the enemy's turrets there, hell yeah. And now it's just time for charged body, baby. I'll gain 8 more charged body and then another 5 on top of that, thank you. Let's give some light shield to my friends. Rearm. There we are. More light shield, thank you. I'm gonna rearm you again. Neat. I'm gonna rearm you again. Still looking for the AoE light shield. Whoa, there we go. This will trigger the light shield effect 3 times. It's almost enough to take the enemy out. However, if I throw just a couple more dice in there, that'll finish off the job. Love it. Probably replacing the other one at this point. Armillary Sphere. Interesting. So the Armillary Sphere already has Purification on it. So it increases the... Sorry, Serenity. Already has Serenity on it, increasing the Purification it receives by 1. It's already got 3 on its auto turret count. And, as we can see here, it's got all these sides with all these rerolls on. And I do occasionally need some rerolls. There's also an adapted Courier that also has Purification on it, the ability to seek specific die. Finally, the Unknown Device, 1 Purification to all targets at the end of its turn, as well as Safeguard. At the start of its turn, apply 2 light shield to this character, and then decrease Safeguard by 1. Definitely going with the Armillary Sphere. Over the top, the Autonomous Beacon, thank you. Hilarious. Boost an army. Apply 3 boost to all Sentinels. Cause them to draw a 2nd die for X turns. Oh, wow. There's also just big auto turret, though. It puts a bunch of auto turret on my die, and I'm going to be taking that because I already have enough defensiveness, I think. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply Obscure to all enemies. Obscure. After the first turn of each battle, you won't be able to see the enemy's over corruption meter of enemies with Obscure. Oof. Lamp of Mists. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 4 Unholy Mist to us. We've seen Unholy Mist many times before, but it does say, at the end of the turn, apply X Shadow Mantle to this creature, and then decrease Unholy Mist by 1, and Shadow Mantle blocks the next X Purification. And then finally, the Cryptic Memento. Increase enemies' max over corruption by 2, and also apply Obscure. I'm going to be going for the Lamp of Mists, excuse me. Because I'm not really healing myself as much as I'm using Light Shield to defend myself. So realistically, that should kind of just give us the ability to draw an extra. Choose up to 2 safe die, and then I could jump across the Broken Shrine. It's worth noting, the very final shrine here allows you to sacrifice a heart for 2 Star Blessings instead of 1, so I wouldn't want to sacrifice a heart yet. So I would probably take the money there. Alright, really? All of these are safe. There's Boomerang Repair for repairing a broken sentinel. There's repair all broken sentinels. There's the Link Vorpal Blade, as well as possibly draw a die. I'm gonna skip that one. I really wanted ones that were worthwhile there. Blah. I'm gonna take the straight up Light Shield side, thank you. Go to a Broken Shrine, where I will pray for 100 Star Shards. That's right, I'm using that option. If there's nothing else better to do, I will relent to it. Let's go to the hard battle. Ooh, buddy! You decline in 4 turns' time. I'm gonna work to getting my auto turret to prevent the enemy from doing any damage at the start of their turn. See how close we can get that. Okay. I'm gonna reroll the auto turret side, and I get auto turret as well as 1 damage to a random enemy. Hell yeah. Let's gain some charged body. I now have 9 at the very start. None of these exactly happened in the way I wanted them to. However, the enemy is still, yeah, having a tough time. They've applied stun to me, so I'm not going to have the ability to reroll. However, my 2 auto turrets immediately deal enough damage to give the enemy only a maximum of 5 damage they can deal this turn. Good work. For what it's worth, stun says you can't reroll dice until the end of your turn. It doesn't say anything about my ally, who totally can. So my Sentinel rerolls some dice there. Let's gain some more charged body. Sure, I'll deal some corruption myself as well. Your turn. They've silenced us, so no virtues this turn. 13 doom, 12 doom dealt to the enemy. Yeah, they can do a maximum of 1 damage, and that's if I end my turn without doing anything. Use our Armory Sphere for a couple of rerolls there. Let's draw, as well as give Auto Turret to our friends. Augmented Welding for the one that's not on full HP, thank you. Little bit more rerolling. To absolutely no avail. Alright. Worked out pretty well. At the start of the enemy's turn, they are going to lose all of their ability to deal damage. I could just end my turn immediately then, and in fact I probably should. There's no reason really to... I don't have any other counters I'm trying to run up or anything like that. I have no other modifications I'm trying to make in the midstream of the deck or anything like that. But I'm also going to try and make sure that I don't end up on just negative sides. There we go. And also, if I can just run up this charged body number a bunch, I'm fine with that too. Get him. I'm not especially far from being able to level up even the armillary sphere now to level 5. There's another light shield side. However, it's a balanced. I don't really need more sources of light shield. I need more safe die. Vorpal plate that has the ability to draw. I think that's good enough at this point. Every 2 hex die you play, destroy. Nope. When you have 1 heart, deal 2 additional purification. Love that. And at the end of your turn, gain a light shield for each die in your hand. That's what we're going to be doing. I have 2 huge benefits. The Dicesmith Anvil and the Dicesmith Hammer for having things in my hand at the end of the turn. I can choose up to 2 safe die, I can go to a random event or ambush, and then a gold star cache after that. Let's take a safe die that just gives light shield. Energized scrapping would be break a sentinel to refresh our virtues. We're still never really going to be doing that in this run. Just because in this run, my sentinels grow very large with their auto turret. That's a huge source of our damage. And the defensive boon for light shield on enemies, I just prefer the light shield on myself, frankly. Ooh, heal bot. Or auto turret. I'm gonna go auto turret. Should I? Heal bot is healing. I'm gonna take the variety. Put a heal bot in there. Unknown event or ambush? Oh. Oh dear. You found a mysterious and gloomy temple. Inside it there are several idols of figures, and figures of a deity you don't know. Pray for more power, gain 2 star blessings, and gain a false prophecy. False prophecy says, at the start of each battle, apply infinity hidden to all enemies. You can't see what an enemy within hidden rolled, but you can see their die. Rerolling this enemy's die will reveal all of its die phases. A lot of the enemy's sides, first off, I have an armillary sphere, so I have the ability to reroll enemy sides so that I can see what they have anyway. Secondly, there are some enemies who, because of the way that I'm dealing with this run so far, which is to say I'm eventually just perma-blocking all incoming damage, it doesn't really matter what turn the enemies are taking. I'm going to take Pray for More Power and take 2 star blessings. While you have 6 corruption on your corruption meter, deal 2 additional purification. Whenever you or a sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, you receive 3 purification. And finally, Bottled Aurora. At the end of the draw phase, you can re-roll all dice from your hand. We'll be taking that, thank you. It's every draw phase. Oh, the Singularity Sextant's here. Oh wow, all of these are wild. Okay. So I have 2 riskies. Yeah, I've got Sentinel's Uprising and I've got Auto Turret. So if I took the Singularity Sextant, I would draw both of those into my opening hand. The thing is, I am drawing towards putting a bunch of safe die in the deck, and Cautious Discard, every 8 safe die you play, refresh your virtues. The counter is kept between battles. I'm gonna take it. The alternative that isn't either of those was the phase satchel. At the start of at the first draw phase of each battle, draw an additional die. Could I use it? Sure. This one's probably going to be significantly more impactful though. There's the False Prophecy as well. You close your eyes to pray. When you open them, your vision is gone, but you know that your wish has been granted. I can actually go to the Final Sentinel shop and upgrade my armillary twice. And I'm almost certainly going to do that. Oh, the enemy has the hypersensitive Aurora. aura rather. All targets receive double purification and double corruption. Worth keeping in mind because I might accidentally hit myself, but way too much if I don't. My hand's not... My roll isn't bad, it's just my hand is bad. These are not our most powerful die. I'll reroll both of the enemies just so I can see them. 3 to a random target and 6 reinforce to self. Reinforce says blocks all purification, then decreases reinforce by 1. If receives X or more purification at once, lose all reinforce. So my big auto turrets are going to take that out. Speaking of my big auto turrets, 4 auto turret to both of my allies, 1 auto turret to both of my allies, as well as 24 damage to the enemy because of the light shield that we have. Speaking of the light shield that we have, light shield, light shield, light shield, light shield, light shield, light shield. Rearm you. Oh my god, 2 to all, light shield. There goes all of my charged body. Two auto turrets for 38 damage there. Oh, this works. Bunch of charged body for my body. And then I simply start blasting. The enemy intends to do 6 directly to me and apply reinforce themselves, that's fine. Not really going to change anything, is it? "22 straight to the enemy, overloads their reinforce, and kills them. Auto turret again! And it's a safe die! I get to take it! Woohoo! There's also Vorpal Plate more and Fortify for the doubling of Light Shield, but I'm going for that. Reroll! And it's a safe die as well! And it even has possibility of drawing. Oh! He's still my beating heart. That's exactly what I want. When you or a sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, that enemy will deal 1 corruption to you 3 times. Disruptive Knuckles. That'd multiple times trigger your effects like Vorpal Shield, for instance. Whenever an enemy gets overcorrupted, apply 1 Serenity to that enemy, or every 3 turns, apply 2 Light Shield to all targets. Yep. I'm over the moon with how many of these have been extremely positive for us to pick up. I don't really want Inventive. I don't really want to empower all Sentinels, nor the Incorruptible. But I will take another auto turret. I'm very happy to see this as well, because now I will get to 12 safe die in the deck. And with 12 safe die in the deck, I am at, there we go, 18 charged body at the very start. At the very first round, I just get that. There's a solar plexus here with a giant auto turret, as well as it intends to use discharge every single turn, so does the Astrolabe. However, I'm still going to be turning both of those down for the sake of double upgrading my Armillary Sphere. So with that done, we can see the Armillary Sphere went from level 3, which was 2 sides that have 3 reroll, 2 sides that have 2 reroll, 2 sides that have 1, up to 3 sides that have 4 reroll and 3 sides that have 3. It's also increased its HP along the way, as well as gained Auto Turret 1 and Serenity 1. I'm really pleased with these Sentinels. And this build in general, this is great. Now I'm gonna sacrifice a heart for 2 star blessings because I can. And I might need it. I don't know how Astrea's heart as a fight goes. Every 2 hex die you play, destroy that die instead of discarding it. At the start of each battle, apply 3 safeguard to all enemies. Oh, enemies, dang. And Sun Eye. Whenever you or a sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, that enemy receives 5 purification. I'm gonna take the Purging Incense. Because I think the effect of the Brightfall Stone is gonna be relatively negligible. It's providing that safeguard to enemies, so it's not even triggering Charged Body. And I already have the ability to put Light Shield on enemies if I desperately need it to prevent something they're gonna do with their overcorruption. Whereas, while the Purging Incense currently has no impact on this deck, it's possible in the future that it will be the most impactful thing in this deck. In a nightmare future where Astrea fills my entire deck with Hex. Every 3 times you deal Purification, apply 1 Light Shield to a random target. There's the Overcorruption, applies a Serenity to an enemy from the Cage Anomaly, and the Rifle Stone's back. I'm gonna be taking the deal Purification in order to get Light Shield effect. Oh boy. Just 18 charged body at the start? Okay. I haven't hit the worst available on all of mine, but it's also not the best available on each of mine, so I'm gonna reroll. Okay, it got notably worse. I'm gonna reroll my negatives as well as the main enemy. Excuse me? Okay, I can use a minor shield to deal 5 to myself in order to unlock all of my virtues here. The enemy intends to apply 1 torment to themselves, which appears to be a relatively typical move for them. I can't catch a break on my rerolls, eh? I'm gonna activate my Armillary Sphere for even more rerolling potential. Why don't you reroll into a side with nothing on it? My gosh. Alright, let's actually re-roll the auto turret this time. Because I keep asking to, but I'm not doing it, so maybe I just need to demonstrate that that's what I'd prefer. Oh, okay, yeah, that, as it turns out, that was it. I get the 6 auto turret for both of my friends. 4 more auto turret for both of my friends, thank you. Now, they intend to do corruption to themselves and torment to themselves. Torment increases corruption received by X on the self. No, I have all of the things that I want to be able to unlock next turn. If I just get to re-unlock my rearm virtue next turn as well as my reroll, that's going to be good enough. There goes Reality Disruption. The enemy loses one of their friends. Hey boy. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that. That's a pretty poor hand. Oh, it got a lot better. Reroll the 3 die. If you reroll at least 1, draw a die. Yes, I'll be rerolling the Light Shield to enemies because I prefer that be on me, the enemy's die, to reveal it from its hidden state, as well as my starter die that's on the negative side. Rude. I'm gonna try that reroll again. I'm also gonna reroll both of these auto turret sides that could draw a die. I'm gonna do something similar again. There we go. Now my auto turret die is going to draw a side. Sorry, auto turret side is going to draw a die rather. My next save die refreshes my virtues as well, so I should keep that in mind. Deal some light shield to myself twice. Rearm the guy that does the light shielding. Before I play another save die, in order to re-roll that. Oh, I should have given myself the charge body first. Okay, so I've got 13 light shield, and I do 2 purification for each light shield I have. Let's get some more light shield first. Try and rearm. Oh, you keep rolling the worst side. I'm gonna rearm everyone. There we go. I don't have any more save die to play, so 2 light shield to all targets, and that'll be enough to take the enemy out. Beauty! And yes, we do get rewards after this fight. Oh, and they're of level 5. Wow. Dice Drive with 3 heal bot on it. Oh boy, that actually might be... Oh, it's probably not better than the Armillary Sphere or the Guardian. Both of those are providing very specific things in the deck. There's an Autonomous Beacon, which has half of its side the Precision Face, 3 on the Auto Turret, 2 Serenity itself, and the Stasis Clock with the Light Shield, ability to apply Incorruptible to targets, the ability to hold certain things in your hand, as well as Discharge. I will be turning those down for money, though. Auto Turret plus plus. There it is. And another Black Hole Blessing. Interesting. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 2 hidden to all enemies. They actually have infinity hidden already, so I'll take that, thank you. They have now infinity plus 2. Let's open the gate. Okay. So I have 300, which would give me the ability to buy an epic die from the epic shop and then fight the corrupted Havelius. That's who I am. This is the last helping hand you're gonna get, and glad to help. Vorpal Plate and Vorpal Army. So apply Vorpal to all, or apply Vorpal to one? I'm gonna go apply Vorpal to all, thank you. In order to decrease the corruption they take. Please be careful, Oracle. No, I know the Oracle will be fine and safe. Hey, Havelius. What do you do? And let all of the start of battle things go off, and then I'll pass through what's happening here at the end. Oh wow, that's an opening hand. My 2 risky die got their best side, so I'm not going to do any re-rolling here. Okay. So, Corrupted Havelius has 2 friends, 2 corrupted assistants here. The first corrupted assistant has applied Death Bomb to self. Whenever enemies with Death Bomb are defeated, all targets receive X corruption, or player corrupt 1. The other corrupted assistant has the exact same. They are providing each of them a link to Havelius, The first link is 1 Thorn provided to Havelius, and the second link is 1 Corrupted to Havelius. Sorry, 1 Corrupted, 1 Thick Skin rather to Havelius. So they're taking 1 less Purification and dealing back a Corruption whenever they take Purification. Okay. So I want to re-roll all of the enemies to know what they're doing. Oh, also actually, Havelius, you have Deadly Scrapping. Break the Corrupted Assistant with the least Corruption. Deal 2 Corruption on you. Sorry, deal 2 Corruption to you for each Corruption on that Corrupted Assistant's Corruption meter. There's deal 4 Corruption to the player, and Spiteful Scrapping as well. You break a Corrupted and you get a Reinforced for each. Another Scrapping with a lower value, Deadly Scrapping back, but only on 1. Okay, cool. So I just have to control your friends. That shouldn't be impossible. In fact, both of them have 2 HP. I imagine every time they get resummoned, they probably get resummoned stronger. Yeah. Corrupted Repair. At the start of the enemy's turn, repair both Corrupted Assistants. Apply 2 Corrupted Welding to the repaired Corrupted Assistants for each time they were repaired during this battle. So maybe I don't want to be killing them consistently, but I think my auto turrets won't really allow that to be the case anyway. I'm gonna have to. Okay, let's re-roll. Yeah, all of the auto turrets that could have more, and the minor shield, which could actually shield us. Fine. Then I'll use the big re-roll to do similar. Hey, I did get one of those to turn into a draw. Grand. I can rearm my Sentinel, so I can even get the effect back. Oh. 3 Vorhal Late to all Sentinels. Love it. There we go, that's all I needed. I just wanted the final enemy to actually go down. And you intend to... Oh, you're breaking the Corrupted Assistant with the least corruption? There's none, actually. Your turn. Wait. Oh. At the start of the enemy's turn, repair both Corrupted Assistants, right? So they do that right before they actually trigger the ability anyway. I've got one of the best charged body sides, one of the worst auto turret sides, and all of the rest of these are pretty middling in results. I'll keep. Bit more charged body for me. I'm going to re-roll the auto turret side, which is its worst, and the enemy there as well, and the minor light shield. Here's some augmented welding, as well as a little bit of draw for myself. That draw also gives us more auto turret to everyone. Speaking of, more auto turret to everyone again. Ridiculous amount of light shield, does a ridiculous amount of damage, and in fact, yeah. The Chaos Artisan, defeat the corrupted Havelius, and if I had failed, face the corrupted version of yourself as Havelius. That was the Steam Unlock achievements that you just heard there. And now finally, Face Astrea, the source of all corruption. Imperfect replications. I see. The enemy is split into 3. They have Omnisoul. Whenever this Astrea applies an effect to herself, she also applies that effect to other Astreas. One of them has Decay, for increasing its overcorruption by 1 at the end of its turn. Their overcorruption ability is just do 2 damage to us. No, I actually have pretty good results in this hand. I'm going to keep. First off, all the enemy Astrea die are the same. There's Corrupted Twins, deal 0 corruption to you 2 times, and then apply 1 Doom to self, increasing the amount that'll do in the future. Area Corrupt, 0 corruption to all targets, but apply 2 Reinforce to self. Meteor Rain, apply 1 corruption to a random target 3 times, not affected by Doom. However, it does apply Corrupted Critical to oneself. Corrupted Critical says whenever Astrea deals corruption, she has an X% chance of dealing a corrupted critical with corruption multiplied by 3. Oof. Oof. And then play a corrupt, deal 0 corruption to you, self-affliction, apply 1 affliction to the self. So creatures with affliction receive X corruption at the end of the turn. There's Corrupted Astrium. Apply 1 Corrupted Astrium to self. When 3 Corrupted Astrium are triggered, trigger Corrupted Astrium. Triggering Corrupted Astrium gives all targets 2 corruption, and then they lose Corrupted Astrium. And then finally, Corrupted Convert. Corrupted Convert, applied to us, says the next X dice we draw that have Purify actions have those changed into Corrupt at the same time. And it also provides us a Wound Hex die. Got it. So I'm going to reroll the Minor Shield. And then all of my enemies, so I know what they're up to. Let's gain some additional light shield. Some auto turret. Some more auto turret, as well as some damage to an enemy, which causes... Oh, and it was a safe die, so it caused light shield, but it gave light shield to an enemy, unfortunately. I do want the enemies to have light shield is the thing. Almost got the AoE there. Yeah, because their Meteor Rain is not going to be able to take out my my friends. I am made a little nervous by the crit, though. Meteor Rain hits random targets. The Omni Soul means that the others also get the 5 corruption there. Sorry, the 5 critical corruption. Those 3 hit the same target, and then critical corruption. You tried to damage, and then doom, and now that doom is provided to others. I think this will be fine, because I think I'm probably just going to kill them all this turn, right now. Not the best rolls, but not the worst. Auto turret to my friends. I'll draw as well as giving auto turret. Ooh. Cheeky little reroll here. Let's reroll the Vorpal, because that can only get better. And also both of the auto turrets, because they could also end up drawing us. One of them does. Excellent. I finally found something fully worthy of a reroll. Rudely, it refused to be re-rolled. I'm going to activate that Armillary Sphere again. Why don't you re-roll? One corrupted Astrea to me is pretty fine. I don't need to fix that. Some more light shield, some more light shield. Damage an enemy. Woohoo! Playing off safe die in order to trigger the refresh, giving me now the ability to provide even more light shield and more light shield. Well, one of you has died. Oh, and you've become a collapsed sun. Other Astreas don't apply effects to this Astrea anymore. Solar Rebirth. Astrea transforms back to herself with her previous state at half max corruption, has all the effects that Astrea had before being defeated. You also have Decay, providing overcorruption to yourself at the start of every turn, so eventually you will get overcorrupted in return. Got it. Let's not let that happen. Can you stop taking all of my random hits of damage, please? It's very rude of you. It's just, are all of my auto turrets going to miss? Yep. No need to reroll here. 2 light shield to all targets. Remarkably, 3 instances of randomly triggered damage has not managed to hit the enemy yet. 5 instances of randomly triggered damage actually has not managed to strike the enemy at all. Just gonna keep re-rolling until this gives me what I want. Got it. 6. Oh, I got him! Finally! They said it couldn't be done! Let's re-roll that. Hey, we're back to 2 light shield to all targets. And in fact, it manages to hit the Astrea's avatar enough times that my starter die is enough to finish them off. Oh, okay. I see. The battle has been reset at least. Oh boy. I'll read their effects as soon as my hand is resolved. Oh, I probably want to reroll that. We'll look in a sec. Okay, enemy. Singularity Goddess. At the start of battle, Astrea adds a collection of different hex die into your discard. Ba-boom. Every 3 turns, apply 1 decay to Astrea. Astrea changes her state every 4 times I play a virtue. Remaining virtues until that state change is 4. Crimson Solstice. Astrea deals 2 corruption to all targets every 5 times you play an action. They've also got Decay, and they've also got Hidden. Their Decay is building towards the overcorruption value of 12 to do 3 damage to us. Best side, best side. Fine side, worst side, worst side, worst side, worst side, worst side. Okay, I'm gonna reroll. That didn't get a huge amount better. Let's use my Armillary Sphere for the full reroll on all of the negatives in my hand. Got a little better. Let's draw a die as well as give one auto turret to both of my friends. Ooh, okay, it's getting a lot better again. I'm going to use my safe die to re-roll the enemy so that I can see what they have, as well as myself. The enemy is going to use a Meteor Rain 5. That's fine, can't take out any of my characters, and won't be able to take out the enemy there. More of those. The enemy intends to do 2 corruption every 5 times I play an action. I'm going to play Vorpal Plate for both of my Sentinels to have more HP, and then use the reroll again. And I'll even reroll away from Tinkerer. That's really not what I wanted. Got to deal 3 in AoE here. Ended up healing back up as a result of something. Yeah, couldn't really tell you for the life of me what did that to me. Three damage to myself. Oh, that wasn't 3 damage, it was an action, so it triggered the Crimson Solstice. The enemy will change stance next time I play another die. But I have to trigger the Virtue before the end of the turn. Well, the enemy is now on Crimson Equinox. Whenever they receive 70 Purification, they'll activate their die. It's triggered only once per multi-purification action. I don't understand how I keep hitting my own units here. What? The enemy does the Meteor Rain here. Oh my god, they didn't take out anyone. That's so good for me. Never mind, they cast it again. There goes one of my armillary spheres. I don't fully understand what's happening here. Why did they cast that twice? Whenever they receive 70 purification, they activate her die. I guess it must have received 70 purification over the course of that. These are all really good size for me, though. I guess because I don't know what your action is, I immediately should roll it. What? Oh, I played enough Virtues to get the Singularity Goddess to trigger, so now the enemy is Dealing 2 corruption to all targets every 5 times I play an action. Got it. I'd like to have a lot more health just so I feel more comfortable with everything. Okay, I feel a lot more comfortable now. 2 corruption to all targets. After this, that's fine. Gets blocked. Now let's activate you. Yeah, I mean, light shield for the enemy, preventing them from overcorrupting would be great. Heal bottom my target as well as draw. We draw into more light shields. I'm going to play the action to... Oof. One more virtue and the enemy will change their state, which will change their die as well. Alright, so now they're trying to do 2 in AoE, which will target them, but that's okay. They have light shields, which will block it. Okay, I managed to... keep myself safe here. And I did. Worst case scenario, I could have ended up losing 1 more heart, but I still would have had the ability to take the enemy out afterwards. Astrea Purified. We unlock Lacertian Hero for Havelius winning. We also unlock Favored by the Cosmos for winning a run with at least 15 blessings, and finally Artificer for winning a run with 2 Sentinels on max level. Bless you, Oracles. Those thousands of years trapped in my own corruption were exhausting. First of all, I'd like to apologize. I'm sorry I lost control. I let the anomaly consume me. I thought that creating the 6 worlds and all its creatures would be enough, but it wasn't. I wanted to control everything. I wanted more. I was trying to be perfect. I wanted everything to be perfect, but this perfection had a price. Each time I went over the edge in search of the unattainable, it became harder to keep the balance. Eventually, I got lost in my own corruption. There was nothing you could do to save me. If you hadn't removed my heart, I would have become a black hole and destroyed everything. So I need you to know, it was not your fault. The Crimson Dawn, it wasn't your fault. And I hope you can forgive me. Now, I'm leaving. I'm very tired. this is the last time you'll hear my voice. But don't worry, I'll always be watching over you. Bless you, oracles. We've received the blessing of Astrea. And the heart of Astrea has ascended back into the planet? The sun? The star? Look, I know it's a celestial body of some kind. Sorry, that's not me saying it's part of the cosmos. That's me saying that body's out of this world. I mean, look at that gulping chasm. The roundness of that sphere. The sun tentacles. What about that isn't hot? That last pun wasn't intended, but in retrospect, it could have been. We've managed to bring harmony back. Ooh. Watching over a cliff's edge as we see the outcome of our trials and tribulations. And all the stars, or rather planets in this instance, back in alignment. Takes us back to the lead here, which I can only imagine is about to start running into the, there we go, credits. Very small team there at Little Leo Games. Leonardo Castano, Andre Amorim, Juliana Hamda, Bianca Morea, Douglas Batista, and Felipe Inua. Oh, and there's also some freelancers who've contributed as well. Vinicius Brito Borean, Brocola Cillian, Flavio Freitas de Souza, and Gabriel Andrade de Souza. Contribution of an audio team as well from Moonsailor, Tiago Adamo, Lucas Gaudi-Lay, Vitor Mial, Bruno Mend, Raphael Langoni Smith, the Moonsailor, Narek Papoyan, Gabriel Marquez, Fabio Henriques, Mateus Perdigao is the voice actor, and voice actress Milena Alves. Orchestral strings recorded by the Talon Studio Strings. And then we get to the degree at which people definitely did work on the game. For what it's worth, credits eventually do get down to this point where it's like, how many of these people directly had immediate input on this game? And then after that point, there's like the publishing company, which can have some direct impact in different ways on the game, as well as on the game's reception itself. But is typically a much larger studio with much, especially when you're playing indies like I often am, a much larger studio with many more people that have much more intangible aims. Which is to say, I tend to just read out the creatives from the developer studios rather than the publisher studios at the end. And also, I do just like leaving the credits to at least run for the final time that I finish it. For the final time I finish it, rather for the first time I finish it. Every time past this, of course, we'll be jumping back over the credits. But it only seems appropriate. Bunch of playtesters. I was wondering if there would be any names in there that I might necessarily recognize. Not in this instance, no. Alright, do we have an after credits sequence or are we booted right back to the top? Astrea Purified. Oh, of course, we haven't even leveled up yet. I can only imagine I have a huge amount of experience from this one. Score at least 3,500 points on a run. I've scored 5,000. Havas immediately reaches level 3, unlocking 2 Star Blessings and a Black Hole Blessing. The Star Blessing of Detonation Coil. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, that enemy receives 4 purification for each corruption blocked. Oh, cool. So you give Light Shield to the enemy in order to block them from actually getting the corruption, and then that translates back into purification. And this would also trigger all of the other things that trigger on you or a Sentinel dealing corruption to a character. Neat. There's the Black Hole Blessing. At the start of your turn, your Light Shield is decreased by half instead of being removed. Immediately set your corruption meter to 6 corruption. Your corruption meter can't be refilled with purification, and at the start of each battle, gain 6 Light Shield. Basically, do you think you have enough Light Shield to survive taking this? There's also the Star Blessing of Bright Resonator for Havas here. At the start of your turn, the enemy with the least corruption receives 2 purification for each Light Shield you have. Very keen for those who appear in future runs. I wonder if I unlock level 4 as well here. Yep, that'll do it. Havas reaches level 4 and unlocks 2 Black Hole Blessings as well as the Dice Action. The Dice Action is Enemy Corrupt, deal corruption to the enemy, but gain Incorruptible. Interesting. They also have the Black Hole Blessing of, at the start of each battle, gain Hypersensitive Aura. All targets receive double purification and double corruption. Okay, and the Pulsar Trumpet. This is neutral as well, so the Unstable Cog is not neutral, but the Pulsar Trumpet is. Draw 1 additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 1 boost to a random enemy. Good lord. That's a second die for a boss? I don't know. Oh boy. Astrea triggers their die when you do things, is the thing. Can you possibly play around this? Yeah, possibly. This also immediately feels like the most harsh of the downsides on almost any of the Black Hole Blessings I've seen. But it still only draws you 1 additional die per turn. Oh boy! Can't wait to accidentally kill a run by taking that later. And we're solidly working our way up to level 5. We unlock Anomaly level 2 as well as Astrea level 2. So Anomaly level 2 says increases bosses max corruption. Anomaly level 1 was increasing non-bosses max corruption. So they are going to stack. And Astrea 2 is increased corrupted oracles and Astrea's max corruption. So just the difficulty in that final area. Let's head back to the main menu so they can say that my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Astrea, 6-sided oracles. That's been our first successful run against Astrea's heart. Top left is my series playlist for all my content in the game, past, present, future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Stream past the names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And above the thank you and a special thanks this episode to Rolsome. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully see you all next time.